So any true NASCAR fan knows that the King was born in Level Cross, North Carolina, but if you ask a music fan, they'll tell you the King was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, and spent a lot of time right here, Memphis, Tennessee at Graceland. I'm Stephen Levine from NASCAR Illustrated, and I'm here with Ricky Styenhouse Jr., driver of the number 17 Roush Fenway Ford, to find where those two might intersect.
I could get to Graceland probably in 15, 20 minutes from my house in Olive Branch. You know, it's crazy that, you know, I would drive by here going to run parts for my dad. I remember I was driving around, I was like, man, this place is really nice. I'd like to have something like that one day. So, you know, it's a really neat place and really cool to be so close to home.
I think we've got some stories ahead of us where Elvis certainly knew how to have fun with cars.
I can't wait to see them, and maybe they'll let me drive them, maybe.
When Elvis bought his first car, it was in 1955. It was actually a used Cadillac that burned up on the side of the road 3 weeks after he owned it. So he was so proud of it, though. It really meant that he had made it when he was able to buy his first car.
Yeah.
Now, the very first cars you see here are Rolls Royces. The black one was the very first Rolls Elvis bought. He purchased it in 1960. And really, that was the status symbol. I mean, he was a Cadillac guy, really was. But when he was able to buy his first Rolls Royce, can you imagine?
Yeah, it's pretty fancy.
Yeah, he really made it. This next car, which is a 1975 Ferrari Dino. This car actually only cost $20,000 when Elvis bought it.
Oh, wow.
And he used to race it up and down Elvis Presley Boulevard at 3 o'clock in the morning to see how fast he could get it going.
That was before all this was
Yes, this is when
built up.
it was kind of when this was out in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checking out the Rolls Royces I thought was super cool. The Ferrari wasn't as cool to me as the Rolls Royce, so we get to go fast all the time. So going fast is not something that I have to have, you know, during the week.
When these cars were made, they cost more than Rolls Royces did at the time.
Really?
Yeah. He bought it in 1956. It's a Continental Mark II. There was only 3,000 of them made, and Elvis bought this while touring Florida because he was driving a purple Lincoln at the time, and the fans had found him at the hotel, so they decided to leave messages on his car.
Oh.
And he wakes up the next morning, and there's lipstick and key writing and everything all over the car. So he takes it to Miami Mercury and Lincoln and buys this one with his proceeds from his tour. And not only did Elvis have motorcycles and amazing cars, but these are the things that made Graceland a great big playground.
Heck yeah, this is my speed right here. I like this stuff.
The snowmobile was converted to be a grassmobile, so it can actually ride on the hills here at Graceland. And then the golf carts. Elvis was famous. We would load the golf cart up with as many people as he could, and he would just take off down the hills at Graceland.
That's cool.
People hanging on for dear life.
That'll be in the playbook soon. We don't get to ride snowmobiles a whole lot, you know, in, well, Mississippi or North Carolina.
Well, that's why you have to put tires on.
That's why you gotta put tires on. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier.
This is a 73 Stutz Blackhawk, recently preserved. This car was the last car Elvis drove. Paid a little over $20,000 for it. Had it customized with red leather interior and gold trim inside around all of the knobs and gauges and things like that. In fact, it even has a gold key that goes with it.
That's really cool. Stutz Blackhawk, got the coolest name ever. And it's the last car that he drove, so that's pretty neat. And I could see why he kept on to that one.
This is a 1955 Cadillac Fleetwood. Original color blue. He had it custom painted pink. His mom loved this car, so he gave it to her as a gift.
That's neat.
It's one of the most precious cars we have here in the museum, one of the most valuable ones.
I'd about to say one of the ones that people recognize.
Yes,
quite
one of the
often.
most iconic ones.
Was that a car that sort of caught your eye?
It did. You know, it's just so big compared to cars these days. I just got a new truck, and I think it's just as big as my truck that I have.
Elvis obviously made racing movies. Did he did he ever just sort of get out on a track just to see how fast he could get the cars going? Or
Not that I know of. I mean, he probably, knowing Elvis when he
Sounds
was...
like he probably
did.
got fast enough right out here out front.
He didn't worry about the track. He probably raced up and down Elvis Presley Boulevard, to be honest with you. I know when he was filming Speedway out in California that there was some racing scenes done there, and that he did hop in the car a couple of times when he wasn't supposed to.
I like the tractor.
The John Deere.
Did he drive the tractor?
Actually, he did drive the John Deere.
Oh, good.
Elvis used to put a saddle on this and let people ride it around like it was a horse. And he would drive it around.
He seemed to have a lot of fun.